in the video I made the other day when I was talking about how it felt to be out of my body and had died, and I was higher consciousness, and higher consciousness does not have a judgment. The ego in my thinking brain has all the judgment. And this triggers a lot of people when they have had a situation where somebody has passed away and there was a conflict in the life before they passed away. So they didn't get to say sorry to one another. They didn't get to apologize for something. They didn't get to sort out indifferences. And so the person that's alive, still with a thinking ego brain, needs an apology, needs a fix, needs a resolution to calm their own ego, because that feeling that they've now died and I can't rectify this. And it's limiting the belief system. Energy is everywhere. Energy transforms, it attaches, it moves. It doesn't die. Energy does not die. So if two humans had a conflict when they're alive, one passes, the other one's left here thinking about it. The one that's passed is now seeing everything from a higher consciousness. That higher consciousness doesn't have judgment. So the higher consciousness is seeing, I understand your actions, your reactions, your decisions. I understand. I can see clearly the decisions my human self made. I understand. I see it clearly. It's, if you take away judgment, just take judgment away and see everything clearly, it comes, a healing comes through that love, through the sense of love, of an understanding. It can happen while you're still alive, when you have people that can rectify a problem between one another. You have a difference of opinion. When you start seeing and understanding the other person and knowing why they think like they do, without expecting anything in return, you can heal relationships, when people are alive. And it happens when we pass. Even though I was trying to explain that a higher consciousness doesn't think like it does. So let's say one of me and my mum, right? Me and my mum didn't have a very great relationship while we were alive. I had difference of opinions to her. She was very hard to get to. She blocked herself off. She wouldn't be vulnerable, never be vulnerable, wouldn't explain what she was feeling, and always made you feel like you was walking around on eggshells around her. When she died, I didn't feel anything, any kind of energetic connection with her for a while. And then all of a sudden when I did, I felt it from a place of understanding. So now I am at a place, if you do a meditation and connect to your loved one in a meditated state, getting out of that ego, there's a part of my higher consciousness that can go, I understand why my mum kept herself guarded like that. It was a protection for herself. She didn't know how to communicate with me. I'm not the greatest person to communicate with either. I have my faults. And I saw everything wrapped up in a package about who I was and everything about her, and realized I can see clearly why we had a miscommunication problem. I could understand that her feelings that she had while she was alive. So it all just made so much sense to me. So now when I connect with my mum, I connect on a very deep spiritual, energetic level of acceptance of the person that she experienced. And from where she is, there is a total acceptance of me and the person that I am experiencing in life. And we do not have to fix it. And the problem comes when you hold on to anger. I had somebody once say to me, she was so angry with a relative of hers that she was holding all the anger in her body. And I said, the person that you're angry at is living life. You're restricting your life because you're holding all the anger. Like, how is that working for you? It's the ego that see, the ego has to feel. The ego has to feel some kind of emotion. So you want to attach a feeling to a thought. when my mum was alive, if she upset me with something, my ego attached the feeling in my body. Oh, my mum's just made me frustrated, angry, whatever. I attached that feeling to her. When she died, do I continually attach that feeling to her? Or do I learn that she was only acting in the way that she understood she could, and she wasn't being the person that I wanted her to be? I wasn't being the person she wanted me to be. I was only acting in the way that I could possibly act. And when you start seeing it out of the ego and seeing it from this higher place of reasoning, of consciousness, the emotions disappear. So I can think of my mum now, and I remember fun times. I remember what she taught me. I remember how I grew through those experiences. It's the whole bundle, the whole existence. I'm not just thinking of, oh, I didn't say these words to her before she died. That's the tiniest little bit of the existence. There's the whole lot. Everything from when you're a child growing up, everything, like how much time you have with somebody. The longer the time you have with them, the greater amount of lessons you're going to have. And some people don't even get that. Some people have a very, very, very short time with a loved one. Some people lose a child, like as an infant, as a baby, and they never even got to have all that great experience. So if you've had a great big long experience with somebody that lasted, you had 60 or 70 or 80 years in each other's lives, are you just focusing on the one emotion that you didn't get to fix, or the whole entire life? What did they teach you? What did they share with you? What have you learned about yourself because they were in your life? That's where the blessing is. I think this is where the ego gets caught. It gets stuck in a loop of a feeling. I feel this and I have to get rid of this. I have to fix this. What if you just sit with what you're feeling? Think of somebody that you loved, who's passed, who you had a problem with. Think of the feeling that you're feeling in your body. Why is it there? What is that feeling showing you? And you're allowed to have that feeling. You don't need to get rid of it. It's when you say to yourself, I'm allowed to have this. I can feel this feeling. It's serving some kind of purpose. I don't know what purpose, but it's serving a purpose. That acceptance allows it to heal. So hopefully I explained that in a way that's understanding.